TJ doors on a CJ5.
What?
Wait a minute. And it opens and it shuts. All right, well, we're back to work on the Golden Eagle today. Since the last time, we had cut the back end off of the Jeep, and now I've done a little bit more, mostly just pick up, clean up. So I've jacked up the Jeep, put it on stands, took tires off. There was those big old tall shock mounts, both sides, they got cut off. The original rock sliders taken off. And you can see here, these are the new rock sliders. And our part was trying to figure out how am I going to get these things mounted so high off the ground. I don't have any like screw jacks or anything. And it turned out these things that worked out just about right because I could set them a little more than 2 inches below. And then you can see here, I got all kinds of shimmy shims under there. But I can't really work with these here. So what I need to end up doing is I did tack weld right here onto the fender. And then I did tack weld over here. And then you see this piece of angle iron back here? This is just temporarily tacked on to the body mount. And so now I can take these out of here. They're all out of the way. And I can get these things supported with proper tubing, tie off to the frame without the stuff in the way. Anyways, but yeah, today's job is to build a foundation for the truck cab and all the tubing that I'm going to put on the truck cab. You got to have something to weld to. It's got to be sturdy because it's also a roll cage. And I've seen it done this way before. This is 3/16. Oh my God, it is so heavy. I'm just warning you. I know if you go with a 120 wall instead of 180 and you hit stuff, you're getting stuck real hard. Yeah, it's gonna bend. This stuff, I'm not that worried about. And if you look down the Jeep, you know, I tried to get, you know, split that 3 inches down the center, but the side wall of that Jeep is so bent up. So I'm just getting it close. So let me get those both sides done. And I got to fab up tubing, get it attached to the frame. I got some work to do. So let's get to it. Won't be needing that. All right. By the way, I took a brief break because I didn't want to be laying in this stuff. It's metal chips, dirt, and undercoating that I've been scraping off of this thing. So. It's on there. Not going anywhere, and I gotta just do the finish weld, but more importantly, let's go over to the other side, get that set up, and get it attached. And we'll have some good foundation for this whole project. Remember what I said about material? Well, I got 3 on this side. I got 3 on that side. And I need 1 more each side. And hang in there for a second. This is all I got left. So I'll get 4 on one side, 3 on the other side, and then I may have to use some of this round tubing or something, but I also have a piece of this stuff in 1/4-inch wall. Ooh, ideas, bad ideas. So, there, we're getting there. You got the passenger. Ooh, smoky in here. Got the driver's side. It's cooling off. We're getting there. What I need to do, work on this piece. Let me do a little work on that. Easier to show you than explain it. I think sometimes that's just the case. Well, in trying to establish this bar right here, I gotta take this. This is that heat shield I was fighting when trying to cut this off. Had to get through it, which I did. But I got my grinder in there as far as I could. So we're gonna try another tool. You see, there's all the dang field lines. Oh, yeah, the gas tank's missing. I forgot to tell you. Yeah, the other night I stayed, and apparently when I parked this thing, I don't know when I parked it, but it was full. So fortunately it has the external pump. I can just undo the hoses, undo the power, and then put a power supply out and just pump it into the gas tank. So I got almost 17 gallons of that sucker. Get yourself one in. Oh, yeah. Okay. That was a fight. Woo! That was a fight. A lot of grinding. A lot of grinding. We're not done grinding yet, but I gotta cut this little thing out of there, and I'll be ready to deal with that thing. Camera has a mind of its own. Well, look outside. It's dark. I'm done. Swept up the place, just general clean it. But here, I finally got this bar all fit up in here. Get that. And got the brake lines, cut this out. And so when I return, yeah, we're going to have to weld this in. I need to clean it up. But boy, the underside of that, that has... the underside of that has that rubberized rust protection under it. And it doesn't matter how much I get off of it. It's going to melt whatever I don't get off. It's going to be real stinky in here. But I'm taking tomorrow off. I got to go down to Beverly Hills for some first-class health services at Cedars-Sinai in Beverly Hills. And that's an all-day thing. So I won't be here, but when I return, for me, it'll be a whole day. For you, half a second. So I'll see you later. Oh, there I am. All right, well, I'm back. Actually, it's Wednesday evening. Got back from my road trip to LA. Now I'm back up here. So tonight, here's what I'm going to go for. I have to get the windshield frame angle set to meet the new door, and these, they were cut, so I got to tack weld them. So anyways, got the ratchet strap on there. I got the door on there, and now I need to cut this panel out. I just did some rough marks here. So we're going to start cut it out, get the door so that it'll shut all the way. So really, it's time for cutting more. Yeah, it's going to get worse before it gets better. Yeah, that one's too tiny. Binding. That's why we're doing it. All right. Get in there. That bracket's got to go. Get in there. Got a little more out the back. I'm gonna need another cutting disc. Yeah. Got to cut through where the seat belt bolts into the tub on that one. And if you wonder why this is so like random trimming, because you got to remember all this is going away. I'm only saving this because it's a reference point for the back of the cab. And once I establish that with a structure, then I can just cut this out. But I don't want to lose my reference point yet. I still got to get this darn door shut. And I think it's going to work. You've pretty much been looking at my back. You can't really see on camera, but this piece, it has the bend comes out. So it, it's a Jeep. You hit things. So down here, I did a nice clean cut because I'm keeping this forward, but this is all coming out. It's going away. So I just cut that in there, and then I had to notch this in here because the door actually comes inside of here. And like I say, this is still a reference point, and then all this will go away once I establish my corner here. But so I think I need to do, and then see, these have been cut. So what I need to do is shut the door and then tack this piece together. And then that'll give me a fixed window on this side. And then I'll do it on the other side. But I wish there was instructions for this. It'd make it a lot easier. There we go. Ratchet strap became my best friend. So, there, door. A TJ on a CJ. What do you think? Oh, look at the bottom. It's really good, except for that big hole there with the bad saw cut. But yeah, we're pretty much flush with the bent up body panel. Remember, this is all bent up. so the reason why he's having a hard time tacking that, look at that huge gap right there, yeah. So, anyway, it's tacked together, and now I have the references for the whole pattern, and I'm gonna go on Fusion 360, and I'll learn how to draw that, and then cut out a new one. All right, back this morning, and this morning we're gonna cut out a new one of these. Spent some time on CAD last night, and if you ever watched my previous videos, I've never used a CNC machine, but I bought this bad boy right here, and it's all fresh and new, and I'm learning how to do it. And there's my part. So it's supposed to be ready to cut. Hit the start button and watch what it does. All right. Don't burn yourself, don't burn yourself, don't burn yourself. All right, the water, cool it off. That water's pretty cold, because it is cold here today. All right, there's the part. Here's what I was coming off of. Well, what do you think? Brand new? No, I couldn't. I didn't know how to do this little swervy thing, and I found it not unnecessary. Also, instead of 1/8 inch, 3/16. It's even stronger. It was thicker. Will it help me? Probably not, but excuse the air compressor. You don't get away from that. But here we go. Here's the fit up. And yeah, look at that. That's gonna work. Now, even though I'm kind of old, see the slots in there? I'm on Fusion 360. I'm looking at it and go, I don't make a slot. I can make a circle. I can make an ellipse. So online tutorials can take you a while, an hour to go find a YouTube video to figure out how to hit a slot. So Google AI, it said, hey, go into Create and pick the thing that says slot. Yeah, I can live with that. Go do the other side. I gotta go get the door. Unlike maybe new Jeeps, these things could be a 1/2 inch off both sides. Yeah. They didn't build stuff very straight. I have one problem on the driver's side. I didn't cut that off yet. So let's cut it off. Why? I have a serious problem. I only have 2 more discs to cut this with, and they're both very used and small like that one. I don't think I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna have to make a run to the store, but let's consume what I got and go from there. I got to trace where the door goes. Put you right here. We're going anywhere. Oh, camera gonna fall. Well, it's hard to see where we're pointing that little screen. Well, that's pretty randomly not straight line. Now who's calling me here? Since I'm running out of cutting discs, overkill mode, right? I hate these things, especially when they kick back. But let's give it a shot. Show you. So inside here, see all this structure here? I just cut down to here. Now I need to cut this. Unless I can cut this. Yeah. And then cut it off over there like that. Still need to saw to finish it off. Excuse me. I'm gonna shut the door on you. Boom. Okay. That works. Yeah. There, and it's a nice tight seal at the window. Let's go look at the window. Hey, see it's got a little gap up there? Yeah, like I said, but it's super tight down here. I don't know if I can pull this window forward or what's going on with it. And the whole purpose of all this was to get this piece in there. Hello. All right, well, it's a new day for me. And I've entered a really uncomfortable zone. It's time to do some pipe work. And here's what I got. Road Fab tube bender. Yeah, that's electric over hydraulic, so yeah, it'll be nice and quiet. You won't hear any air compressors going pop, pop, pop. And I did some test bends. I got this guy here at 66 degrees. There's the one I messed up. It was part of that other. But this pipe, that's not DOM. Let me go see what the prices are. So I bought DOM for all exterior pipes, all stuff that could be hit or take first impact if I rolled it. But let's check this out. So here's the DOM right here. And it's $4.25 a foot. And then here's same size, 1 3/4, 120, 1 3/4, 120. But this is the tubing that is seam welded, $2.80 a foot. Now, that was a 3-foot piece. So almost $9 for me to figure out how to use this tube bender. But it would be better than $12, $13, right? So, yeah. So let me show you another thing I've done. So I've been playing around because I don't know what I'm doing. I've never used tube bender before. But if you come over here, if you remember, I cut the back end of this off. And then I got these pipes coming up right there. And since I don't have an extra set of hands, I did something. I made just these pieces, cut a hole. See, it's loose in there. That's fine, but that's where I'm going to weld it. But I needed to be able to take this in and out to bend it and measure it. And anyways, turned out I needed a bend right here because the door goes all the way right to here. And then if you check out the windshield, yeah, it's got about, I don't know, there's an angle, right? And I don't have a drawing or plan of what I'm doing. So I'm just letting the Jeep kind of tell me where I need to go, where I need to be. And if you step back here and you look at I'll stand over, you look at the pipe, and then you kind of move back over. You see that pipe looks, it's pretty good with that window. So I think it's about 6 degrees. And did the same thing over here. Remember I told you I was keeping these fenders here for point of reference. And that reference is, the pipe's going to go right up where the sheet metal goes. And then once the pipe's all welded in and the main cage is in, I'll just cut all this off. It all just goes away. But and then, yeah, no, not that hole. It's that hole. That hole happened just to be in this plate, but that's the base for this. So these are the less scary bins because this is more like $15, $20 a pipe. But they're just single bins on the pipe. The one that's going to get me is, yeah, this one comes over the window and comes down here. Yeah. Anyways, let's do some bending. Woohoo! Put it in there backwards, and you're gonna be like a foot off. Change it. Okay. Let's see. Thing is, you got to get it in right. It doesn't bend. This is the die. That's the center pin. So the bend starts 6 inches from the back of this block. And it doesn't bend this section, the putt. It bends this section of putt. And now I'm doubting whether I got this thing in there right or not. So let me sanity check this thing. And that's really easy. See, I labeled it. Bend it here. Here's the block, then there's an offset, and the bend will start with an arrow. And that should be 29 inches. Let me measure it. No, not 29. This should be, 29 inches up to where I said bend it. It's nerve-wracking until you get good at it. I bet you people that get good at this, they still put it in backwards once in a while. Okay. Let's see how she rips. Now, I already bit one before and figured the spring back is going to be about the same, so. It's bent. If I don't like the bend, too bad. I'm using it. Now, the cool thing about this bender is a block, you can just leave it on there. If I needed to bend it a little bit more. All right, let's go fix this. Oh. Do it with one hand. Oh, bad boy. Get in there. There we go. Whoa. Look at the door and the pipe. I'm happy with that. Can you tell? All right. Now I got to work on the complicated one. So stand by. Let me go think a bit and figure this out, and then, yeah, I screwed that piece up. That's going to be $60. Oh, that hurts. All right, be right back. Wondering what I'm trying to do here. How does that look? Get that. Okay. I'm on the struggle bus. I think I know the fix to this, but I'm going to show you really quick what I got going on. Here you go. See that gap right there? That's this beautiful gap. I really like it. And now, let's go to the other side. And see that gap? Looks the same, don't it? Because it is the same gap. Here's my issue with Jeeps. They lack symmetry. Now, what I need is a straighter bar going across. But this bar here is 47.5 inches from there to there, to where it would land. Oh, it just got stuck on my Jeep. And this side here is 48. Yeah, you heard me. It's a half-inch difference. So I need to get a different crossbar for the back and make sure that, yeah, 'cause if you look at the crossbar reference to the top of the window frame, big gap over here, little gap over there. But then again, I had to weld a piece onto the end that's crooked. So let me find something else that's straighter. And if it's not too noticeable, half-inch, I'm good. I know a 1/4 inch would be like, psh, I'm in. But it's 1/2 inch. And that's 1/4 inch too much. And does anybody know if I take these screws out, is this adjustable? I mean, are these like slotted where I could slide this up or down? Because if I could, then I could make this one match the other side, as far as, because what I really want to do, and just bring this driver's side door up that little bit, 1/4 inch, if I get a 1/4 inch, because that would solve the problem. I mean, like I say, there's symmetry issues in all these Jeeps. So let me get a straight bar for this back piece, something straight. Since I know the measurements, I got it marked, it'll be easy to put it up there. And then let's see how bad it is compared to the windshield and how level it is to that. All right. Be right back. Okay. That's a nice straight pole. And I can absolutely see that that side is lower than that side. And now let me slide this side up. Give me a second. So that's approximately 1/2 inch. And oh yeah, that is like spot on. So I absolutely cannot take this down over here anymore, because then the bar would actually hit the top of the door. And this side, I'm just going to have a bigger gap. And I think the choice, because you got to make a choice, I'm just going to deal with the bigger gap on the driver's side. Okay, the word I was looking for earlier was tube notcher. And here's what I got. This is from JD Squared Inc. It's their TV-3 notcher. They've got a couple different ones. If you're going to be doing a lot of notching, they got stuff for professional grade too. And this is pretty darn professional grade, I tell you. The reason why I picked this one over other companies this is 3/8. This is super beefy. I've seen other ones that are maybe 1/4 inch, and you know, I've watched them use them on all different YouTube channels, and it's like you can see stuff moving around, and they seem just notched just fine. But this one, watched some videos on JD Square of them notching. It didn't move at all. I mean, not noticeably anyways. I'm sure there's some. That was faster. And, you know, these things, the adjustments, really close. Yeah, that's paper thin right there. So I just need to drop this down a hair, and a hair of an adjustment on this is, well, it's by feel. Yeah. Okay. Well, that was enough excitement there. I just got one more to do, and then we're going to go put them on the Jeep. Well, I made a mistake. And I was destined to make a mistake. The first tube I notched the wrong end. Yep. It's part of being a novice. So I had to make a decision. Get a whole new tube, throw $12 the other way, or can I fix it? And I'm going to fix it. And this will be controversy. But you know, when it's your money, you can make your own decisions. So this is 1.5 inch tube right here, sleeved all the way into here. And then this guy, tap. Right there. I got a really nice open notch in there, good penetration, and I'm going to weld around there, clean it up, and call it a day. I went ahead and welded it. Thought I turned the cord on, could have lots of sparks, doggone nuts, but no, I didn't. Anyways, nice hot weld, got it in there, and I have a new tool. I'm going to try to clean it up and make it disappear. If you don't own one of these, buy it. Should have had this a long time. Look at that. I bought it to grind off, you know, the mill scale at the end, so I get a good clean weld. But holy cow! I mean, actually, there's a line there, but you know. That's sweet. So I'm going to put on, that's a finer grit, and then do it all. Let's see what kind of polish it gets. The first sandpaper was 60 grit. Like to take it down, this was 120. And look at this. Whoa. I mean, I completely could have hid that mistake. No one would ever know. Because I made a big boo-boo, and it's gone. All right, let's move on. Oh, disappointment. Took it out of the bender, and son of a... Okay. Well, after that nice kink, that was really disappointing. The way I loaded the machine, and as I said, it was absolutely the pressure die on there. I showed that to you. So you can buy what they call a roller die. It's not a block. It's just a wheel. And I'll never have that problem. I'm going to buy that because it is so many times I've checked, and that pressure die, especially after you bend, you can check on your vehicle and then you put it back in the bender, and that pressure die can rotate and then kinking. So kinking sucks. But let me show you what I got. I mean, I got some progress. There it is. Got the main hoop. This is 3 bins. You got this one here that comes in at 66 degrees. And then there's another one right here. And that actually bends this in, bends it that way, so that it'll be straight with the vehicle. And then this one just brings it straight down. And the cool thing is, I got to keep my Jeep logo. That's good. So there's that side. And there's this side. And it's working out pretty good. I think pretty happy with this because, like I said, I got to keep my Jeep logo. This side, I lost my antenna, but you know, nobody looks at AM and FM radio anymore. So I don't know anybody does. So anyhow, that's where we're at. Yes, I did leave some excess here because remember, I'm building a truck bed that's going to be coming way out here into no man's land. And, you know, I might want those for something. I'm not quite sure, but it's better to have them, cut them off later than not to have them at all. So, anyways, today, it's like 2 o'clock? Yeah, it's 2 o'clock. I gotta bail out of here early today. Going to Demolition Derby. Our 4-wheel drive group actually drags the broken cars off of the demolition track so they can get ready to do another heat. So it's a fun night. We just sit around, watch people crash their cars, socialize, and drag them off of the arena. So a good day that I got that far. Not a great day because I did kink expensive piece of pipe. Hopefully there's some in there long enough that I can salvage a few bucks out of that. And until then, I'll see you guys, tomorrow in about half a second. All right, new day and back for another day of torture. It's fun torture. It's what you want. So all I'm gonna do today, like for now, is boring stuff. I have these tubes. I gotta clean them all up because I'm gonna be welding all kinds of cross tubes into this thing, and I want to make them clean. So I got that. I got 3 more I got to do, and you're just gonna sit there and watch me clean. Don't worry, it'll be in like super fast forward. Hopefully I pick a good tune. So listen to. Why people sand them before they bend them. It's not terrible, but I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the mill scale. And I thought, well, I don't want to paint over, but these 4 pieces are all critical, and I'm going to be welding a whole bunch of tubes to them. So I may only clean the ends of all the cross tubes, but for these main, since I don't know exactly where I'm going to go, and it's easier to do it here on the bench than on the Jeep, I'm going to do it on the bench. So keep going. Do not hook that bad, Larry, to a battery-operated grinder. Well, you don't have enough batteries. I think I overheated my grinder. I think it toast. I guess it's time to go buy a new grinder. Maybe 2. Ha! Did not burn up my grinder. It's this thing. This rubber piece is supposed to be up here. and it swelled up, moved down, and then it jammed in there. So the grinder was getting a lot of resistance. That's why I heard the grinder like slow down. But so as much as I love this tool, I'm not loving it too much right now. So need to find an American-made one. Yeah. Go American. All right, well, I didn't anticipate this video to include a tool review, but let's go do it. So I just finished this last piece, and that would be a total of about 24 feet of stuff that I've been using my grinder and this Vebor. There it is, the Vebor. And if you go online, there's you can throw Vebor at you. So what failed was this rubber piece, and it would go and then jam into there, and you could hear the grinder starting to strain. It got little grooves in there, you know, you can see them. But this thing just got hot, swelled up, and rubber gave it up. So I thought, well, my grinder seems to be working good. So one thing I noted, you got this air intake on here, and then you got this air exhaust on the grinder. And this is a corded doo-wop, by the way. Oh my God, I mean, I've been running this thing solid for over an hour. So right now I can endorse that because this has a lot of miles, not just the hour and a half I just ran it straight. I mean, just running it. I mean, not turning it off hardly, except to move this in the vise. It's great. But what I ended up doing, I took this off, and you see there's nothing on it. It's just running on that metal. Also, this is the same 120 grit belt, and I thought that thing's gonna snap pop in my face. Nope. So buyer beware. That little rubber thing's gonna swell up and try to ruin your grinder. It may not. Different grinder might not have the same effect on it. Definitely for intermittent use, it's not gonna get hot, so that shouldn't be a problem. But it seems like once it gets hot, that rubber just ain't gonna hold like at all. But it turns out you don't need it. I took it off, and I was able to do 3 times more work with it out it than I did with it. So you be the judge. You know, I got that piece there done. I got this one here all done. That's 8 feet. This is a solid 4 feet. And then I got another one here. That's another solid 4 feet. All cleaned up, you know. All the mill scale taken off. And you can see the mess on my floor and the mess on my dog. Yeah, why do you lay in it? Yeah. Yeah, and then she's going to lay in my bed. Thanks. So anyways, buyer beware. That's what happened. But didn't stop me from finishing. I'm going to still use it. I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm not going to return it. I'm just not going to use this thing. Okay. All right. Clean up my mess here. And then we're going to start cutting and notching some more tube and putting this thing, you know, like together. Okay, well, let me show you what's going on. Doesn't look like I got far, but it's a lot of work because you got to cut the pipe, and then you got to notch it, and you got to clean it, and you got to install it, and you got to check for alignment, and then you got to tack it. But here we go. So I got windshield bar in, and we got the back in. You already saw the mains. Starting to get the idea of the truck cab. Now, this is, oh, that's going away. This section from here over, that's going to go away. And then I'm just going to rebuild this. And there was no point of having it You know, I could use the sheet metal, but I know it's going to be a lot of work. It's easier just to replace it. Yeah, here we go. Okay, I haven't been recording because it got technical. And any mistakes you do with pipe, I mean, if you accidentally rotate it 90 degrees thinking you had it right when you're doing the notching, you just ruin that pipe. So it was really easy to throw 20 bucks away and then another 20 bucks. I mean, I already threw a $60 one. I was able to at least use a half of an 8-footer that got kinked. So I've been working it, but I'm not going to leave you hanging. I do have something to show you. I have some Jeep TJ doors on a CJ5. What? Yeah. Look at that. Full door. It is on there. Wait a minute. And it opens and it shuts. Same thing. I just finished this one. It opens and it shuts like a Jeep door should open and shut. And look at that. I even got tinted windows this way. My doors. So you just see here, just had to put a bar in, just kind of followed the contour of the door. And it does have the bend in it because, you know, the window's got the bend in it. And there's a little gap and offset. When I bought the doors, I also got the strikers. And yep, rudimentary 2-inch angle iron. Wow, that's hot. And all I did was add the latch in the door latch. Just had it installed right here, just hanging. Had the door, of course, latched shut by the ratchet strap where I wanted it, and just kind of held it in place. Tacked the bracket on, and then I tacked the striker plate. And then I went ahead and where you bolt it, but I ain't gonna bolt it. Went ahead and welded it. And I mean, it was, make it that simple. You can see the other side. That's what it looks like. Yeah. So it's getting there. The one thing that I got to tell you, having the right tools makes all the difference. This tube work is mind-boggling because everything has a particular orientation, and if you get it out of orientation and bend it, it'll go the other direction, or it'll be it'll just be wrong. And then, like I say, you burn money. And I hate that, especially it's an 80-mile round trip for me to go get steel. That's and 4,000 feet of elevation change down, another 4,000 because I live on top of a mountain. And this is the concept that I had right here for the truck cab. But I couldn't do a drawing because you have to let the Jeep, these old 50-year-old Jeeps, you got to let them dictate how it works, because these things aren't accurate. And I had said this before, they aren't accurate, and they don't have to be accurate. And let me tell you why. Because there's no top on a Jeep. None. In fact, there's no doors. I mean, the doors are fabric, for God's sake, so that doesn't really count as a door. So there's no structure, so there's no reason why something can't be a degree or two off over here, or it makes it an inch off over there, because the soft tops are pretty pliable and bendable and flexible, and they'll just kind of work their way to where they need to be to fit. And yeah, these old Jeeps, they're different. And these TJ doors, which I believe are accurately manufactured, let me show you something. You can see the gap I have here, and you look over there, and that gap, yeah, it's pretty identical the way I gapped them. But I want you to check this out. This is about 4 1/4 inches. And over here, it's like maybe 3.5. That's 3 inches. Yeah, I got 3 inches from here to there. And yeah, 4 1/4 over here. So how come that's 1.25 inches back farther than this one? Yet the door is fairly identical on this side. I mean, the way you look at it. And this is what I've been struggling with the whole time, is that the driver's side is different than the passenger side. And you can see the gap there. It's the same. And trying to get this so that it was, see, I wanted to make sure I could read Jeep. That was one thing. But getting these bars in, this one's a little bit different gap here than over there. But if you measure from this windshield frame lip over to the very back, it's 39 1/4 to right to the back. Well, it's identically 39 1/4 over there. Also, these back uprights right here, they're plumb. You put that bubble level on it, you'll see both directions, this way and that way. These are straight up and down, both of them, and they're same distance back. And yet, it's interesting too, because you know this bar only 3.5-ish inches sticking out back, and yet I come over here, and what do you have? 5. But once again, don't move. I'm going to measure from the windshield frame in the same spot. Now look at that. Like 30, okay, that's not exactly the same. There's a twist in it, but it's 39 1/4. It ain't, you know, it's not 1.5 inches off. You know, I'm like plus or minus 1/4 inches. Woohoo! Yeah, plus or minus 1/4 inch. So if you're going to do this, go for what looks level and straight, and you're just going to have to eat it on dimensions, because you know, you look at that top bar relative to the windshield, and then this back bar here relative to the bar up there, and that bar, you can see there's no funny looking gap. They're not level. No, but it's just the way it is. Then you also look at this one. Yeah, you see the rubber gasket that's just above the bar. It's pretty evenly distributed, and that's how you got to work with these old CJs, especially the old CJ5s, because they were never meant to have a hard top. They were just kind of thrown together. This actually, the body is offset an inch to the passenger side. I mean, I know because I built the bumper and I had it all centered and everything, and I put it on, and then it was short on that side and long on that side, or vice versa. I'm like, what the heck happened? I did some measurements, and sure enough, you know, the body was an inch farther over on the passenger side. So don't assume anything. Go out, get your tape measure, and start going at it. So if perfection is something that you are absolutely hooked on, that's the wrong vehicle for that. The good thing is, when it's all enclosed, you can't look at the driver's side and the passenger side at the same time. Nobody can. It's impossible. So they'll never notice these little weird differences and gaps and things. But I think you're starting to see it's becoming a nice big truck cab. That's the goal. Now it has real doors with real windows. That's pretty good. Also, if you look here, this bar, I decided where to put it. And the body was actually down here. And I thought, do I do it, on where the body came in? No, that's not where it is. So I went and I looked at other trucks. And if you look at that Ram over there, you see the back window and then the side windows, they're all basically the same height and they all come in the same level. So that's why I said, you know what, this back door, this back area here, because I'm going to put there's going to be a window back here. But that's why I decided to put the bar here. And it's actually right at the bend, which is right where the top of that window comes down at the bottom of the door. So that's why I chose that. Also, it's going to give me a little more to deal with the body for the truck bed. I'm going to get some better triangulation stuff because I got more height to do some triangulation. Because I'm not going to do, because this will be like the top of the truck bed right here, and this will be the window. So, anyways, but that you'll get to see in a later video. So right now, it's just kind of tidying things up. I have some more braces and stuff I got to put in here. But I think that gets us to, I think, the end of our second video. I didn't show a lot of fabrication because all I was doing was cutting these bars and cleaning them and then notching them, and then you just bump them in and tackle them. Nothing exciting there, but it's pretty technical work when you're doing it. So now the question is, I know it's all on your mind. Everybody's looking at, well, what about this gap right here? All the way around? Yeah. I have an idea. Because this cab's going to be closed in, dry, no rain, no leaks, no wind, no breeze. When the windows are up and the doors are closed, that is the goal. So I have an idea, but stay tuned. That'll be coming up in the next video. This is something you're looking at tackling. But anyways, I hope you enjoy this content. Please subscribe, like, getting comments. I've been getting comments on all kinds of comments, and it's great. We read them, and some of them are just comments. Some of them actually ask questions, and we try to give answers. A lot of my answers have been a little vague. A lot of it was easier to show you what I'm doing than it was to try and describe this because it was in my head, and I didn't have a picture of it. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this content. Like I said, there's a whole just the cab's just part of it. And then there's a whole suspension and frame stretching. So anyways, I think I'm done for today, and we're gonna catch you in the next episode. So I'm out of here.